This car was forgotten, abandoned at auction lots for 2 years without a buyer, and destined for destruction. This car never would have driven again if I hadn't bought it. But there's a certain number of dollars for any project that makes it not worth doing in the end. There's a reason why no one bought it. No matter what it costs though, I'll always be proud of rebuilding the cheapest freaking McLaren ever sold. So many moments of victory and so many of heartbreak. And I've kind of accepted that it is what it is. But really, in the end, was it all worth it? All I know now is that I'll have to work even harder to recover from this hit. I've just been daily driving this car everywhere I can to put as many miles on it as possible to prove its reliability. This car is ridiculously fun. It's very comfortable and it looks absolutely insane with the body kit and the volcano red paint. But now it comes time for me to sit down and compile 2 years of purchases.
Hey bro, can my son take a picture with your car?
Of course, man. Yeah.
Let me chase you down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go inside there. You guys check it out.
Sweet, bro.
Whatever you wanna do. And all the emails, DMs, videos, and YouTube comments to come up with the big number that I've been dreading to see, the grand total.
It's a 3.8 twin turbo V8.
I took several trips to coffee shops, poring over thousands of emails and sifting through purchase histories, but honestly this whole time tallying up every dollar spent felt pretty rewarding because I knew my work was done here and no more money would be spent rebuilding this car. There's several entries that are like $12,000, $20,000, and then there's just like another 79 entries or something. I'm not ready for this, man. And just driving this thing every day has been a dream come true and has brought a lot of cool conversations into my life that I never would have had without this car.
Is this a Corvette?
This is a McLaren. It's from England. It's a McLaren.
Oh.
So this is a 2016 McLaren 650S Spider. It's rear-wheel drive with a 3.8-liter twin-turbo mid-engine flat-plane crank V8 producing 641 horsepower and 500 foot-pounds of torque, put to the ground through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. It accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds and has a top speed of 204 miles per hour. And this car is actually fairly uncommon, with only 2,490 Spider editions made. MSRP of this car was almost $300,000, with current prices for clean title used ones going anywhere from $110,000 to $160,000. So buckle up, it's officially time to reveal the grand total of this project. But don't get too excited just yet, all right? Let's take a second to thank today's video sponsor. We're taking a look at the VOFO dash camera system, 3 different dash cams in one. This is the A329S. Let's get it out of the box, see if it's any good. Here's the main unit right here. This is the front-facing dash camera main system here you plug into. And then here are the 2 accessory cameras here, rear-facing camera, interior monitoring camera. Both of them are on swivels, so it makes it super easy to install. Get the perfect shot. All the cables, cords, everything else you need. The A329S has upgraded Sony Starvis 2 sensors that deliver sharp 4K and 2K video, so you get every detail, even license plates. This kit comes with the front-facing, rear-facing, and cabin view cameras with all the accessories and hardware you need to get rolling. The all-new low-power parking mode protects your car around the clock. It sits in standby when the engine's off, then instantly wakes up upon impact to record the vital evidence without draining your battery. Well, I got the main camera installed. It just has a little detachable base, super easy to come on and off. So let's go ahead and get the other 2 cameras installed and then go for a drive, see how the footage looks. me about 30 minutes to install this whole dash camera setup. Not too bad at all. Easy to install, reliably turns on every time I'm in the car, and footage quality hopefully is gonna be outstanding, so. Powered by next-gen Sony Starvis 2 sensors, the A329S delivers unmatched clarity with 4K front and 2K cabin recording. Its advanced dynamic range preserves highlights and shadows for razor-sharp detail in any lighting. So if you guys are in need of a dash camera system, install it once, save forever, go ahead and check out the VOFO dash cam system. Very nice system. There's a link below if you guys want to check it out. VOFO, thanks for hooking us up with this unit. But let's get back to work. All right, you guys, the time has finally come for the grand total of the cheapest McLaren ever rebuilt. 7 years ago, I was poor. Now I'm still poor, but I have a McLaren. There's no way I can get my money back selling this thing, even if I wanted to. And 2 years of my time just... But before we do the grand total, I want to just say thank you to everyone who was involved. This was a massive project. I know a lot of you guys probably forgot all that went into this project to this point. There were some people who were just instrumental in actually seeing this to completion. I tried to do these in order of importance. So first of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me 2 hands and a healthy body, 2 legs to stand on, a back to hunch over. Second of all, my wife, Steph, who actually was the one that pushed the buy it now button on Copart. So this was all because of her. But I mean, she just like trusted me throughout the whole financial process of this thing and supported me from day one. She was literally the one that pushed the buy it now button. Now we actually get into the people who helped on the build. First of all, first and foremost, obviously Ryan. Thank you so much for helping out on this thing, man. Ryan actually introduced himself to me while I was working on the garage late one night. He was over here at his cousin's house. He just popped in, introduced himself and said, I'm a mechanic. If you need anything, let me know. And even though I was paying him, the guy just pulled some massive weight on this thing. He was doing stuff that a lot of people would just turn down because of liability issues. Like they don't want to work on the car because it's a liability. So not only did he prove he's a great mechanic, but he has turned into a really good friend as well. Second on the list is Irwindale Collision Center. They did the paint for the front end and you guys can see it just looks fantastic. They did an amazing job and they hooked me up so hard on the price. They were basically doing it at cost. I'm sure you guys remember, but I actually sent the car to a different paint shop in the area and the guy kept it for 2 months after saying he could do it in 2 weeks and he didn't even touch it in 2 months. So I had to eventually repossess it from him and he was not a great guy. And then I released the video and Irwindale Collision Center hit me up and said, we can do it. Give us 1 week and $2,000. So I gave him a little bit of extra money just because they did a phenomenal job. Next up, I want to thank my dad because he transported this car freaking everywhere. I had to use his trailer several times. A lot of times he actually helped me load it and a lot of times he actually went with me on the trip just to help out as a helping hand. So Dad, thank you so much. Next up is Laser Sterling. Thank you so much, brother, for 3D printing those parts for me. He did the whole trunk surround here, which I couldn't find. I could have maybe sourced it, but it would have been months waiting for it and probably several $1,000s. And he did what he does best. He 3D printed an entire trunk surround for me. He flew out, he helped me assemble it. And if that wasn't enough torture for him on this project, he also 3D printed me the fins for the diffuser on the rear end, which make it look so much better than stock. Just the way this car turned out, it looks so much better than stock, and Laser Sterling had a part in that. Next up, we have Lord Kurt, who did a few miscellaneous things. He soldered some wires with me. He also welded on the hood tab that was broken off from the crash. Lord Kurt, thank you for all your miscellaneous help on the project. Next up, my good friend Nate Lemlin, who handled a lot of the video production on the big moments of this project. He came out and helped me film some rollers that you guys saw in the last few videos. The video production was a massive help when we needed those big reveal sequences. Now on to the honorable mentions of the thank you section. Sean from McMedics, obviously I paid him his normal rate, but he was a great help and a great insight to a lot of different problems I was having. The other side of that coin is Kevin from Supercar Garage ATL. He provided the driveline dampener kit for the engine replacement and a few other miscellaneous sensors and stuff. Obviously I paid him his normal rate, but he also jumped on the phone with me if I ever had some questions. And that's it pretty much for people who had a hands-on part on this project. Obviously I was trying to do this whole thing as much of a one-man build as I possibly could have. So I only got help when I really needed it. So I just want to say thank you to all you guys who are watching. There's literally no way I could have rebuilt this thing if it wasn't for like just viewership and sponsors and stuff on these videos helping me to afford this as much as I can. I'm not doing this on a scale that the whole build is paid for from this YouTube series. I'm only making a fraction of what I actually paid out of my personal income. I have never been in this for the money. Money aside though, the coolest thing about having you guys here was just the encouragement throughout the entire thing. Every time I hit a massive snag, there was always like the core commenters who would always give me an encouraging word. And I think you know who you are. So thank you guys all. I read every single comment, every single video. A couple of you guys were total a-holes. So Get a life. All right, next up obviously is sponsors. There were a lot of sponsors throughout the series. I probably had one every other video, every third video maybe had a sponsor. The next honorable mention meant a lot to me. It wasn't a big conversation with him. It wasn't even like that big of a thing. When I got this guy's DM, it was the morning of going over to Ryan's house to take delivery of the $21,000 engine that just destroyed my finances that we had to buy for this car. So my heart was heavy, dude. At the time, I was stressing because I had to take money out of places I did not want to have to take money out of. So with that purchase only days before, we were barely scraping by financially here. But then I woke up that morning, I saw a DM from Freddie Hernandez, AKA Tavares. He's been one of the guys that I've been watching for so long. And he reached out and just offered some insights as far as the engine swap goes because he's had to do that on a 675 LT. It wasn't much, and a lot of stuff he was telling me was stuff I had already researched deeply. But just the fact that he reached out and just offered his assistance to me, it just meant the world, man. It made my heart feel less heavy. So Tavares, if you're even watching this, bro, thank you so much. It meant a lot to me. I know it was just like a DM conversation with somebody for a day. It kind of got me through that rough time of the engine swap. Then last but not least is just everybody who emailed and DM'd me and just offered miscellaneous insight and assistance. There were way too many of you guys over the last 2 years that I can't find all your emails anymore. I tried to, but I just can't. But thank you everybody who did reach out and everybody who offered the encouraging word. It really meant a lot. With that said, let's get the whiteboard out, break down how much this thing actually cost. What is this grand total doing on here from my electric swap we did on the second channel? Get this off immediately. I wouldn't want you guys seeing that. McLaren 650S. McLaren 650S Spider. Okay. All right. The car itself was $47,317.50. This is the $38,500 McLaren, but with shipping, fees, auction fees, and taxes and everything, almost $10,000 more than what it sold for. Can you believe that? Then as far as parts go, I'm just gonna list a few of them, just the high ticket items. We had the engine, which was $20,964. Driveline dampener for the engine before we swapped it in, another $3 grand. The driver's side freaking mirror right here, 1,700 bucks. The driver headlight, 1,700 bucks. The hood, 1,700 bucks. The whole front end body kit was 5,200. Partial wide body kit here, 1,700. The subframe I had to buy for the front end was like 1,500 bucks. Steering rack, 1,100 bucks. HVAC evaporator, 1,400 bucks. We got the airbags that were like 600 a piece. The driver's steering wheel airbag was 1,100 bucks. That was only like 10 of the purchases, but you guys can see how much and how fast that would add up. All right. Oh my gosh. So get ready for this. All right. Brace yourselves. Parts alone. $56,291.18. Freaking $56,000 for stupid parts. Now for labor. I was trying to make this cost zero. I was trying to do literally everything myself. Labor, $20,325. I included miscellaneous costs, which I estimate to be roughly $6,500. Miscellaneous costs and expenses on this project. I filled the oil and drained the oil probably 9 or 10 times, probably about $200 per. We had freaking transmission fluid, which was freaking expensive in this car. Gear oil, which is also freaking expensive in this car. Coolant, and we flushed those things several times. I bet, and this is probably even very conservative. And now the number that made me regret this whole entire thing when I saw it today, the grand total, this is why I'm still poor. The grand total for the cheapest ever McLaren rebuild ever done, ever sold, ever rebuilt, after being scammed by Copart as a run and drive car. $130,000. $130,000. Salvage title, I could never sell it for this. I'm gonna give you the number really quick without the engine replacement. If this car truly was a run and drive, this is what it should have been. It would have been a decent budget build. $91,633.95. You guys can see how scammy behavior from the auction can completely mess up a project. Should have been on track for a nice budget build. $91,000 for this car, even salvage title, would have been a pretty good deal, you know? Well, anyway, there you guys have it. Bad luck on this project, but the character development will more than pay for itself on future projects. I can feel it. Anyway, the next morning I got a very good DM on Instagram from Sean at McMedics. All right, today's game of how fast can I take the wheels off and get to Stockton within like the next 2 hours. Sean from McMedics is here again. So last trip to Stockton, these tires were horribly balanced, and at 70 miles an hour, it'd shake quite a bit. But there's such little clearance here between the calipers and the rim. I need to have them put the weights on the inner barrel. I hope they can do that. I have no idea. So I loaded up and headed out to Stockton once again to see if I could finally, once and for all, fix this door power issue. And I think the wheel shop I got these wheels balanced at probably didn't actually balance the wheels and just said they did, because the shake at 70 miles per hour was even worse this time around. But I listened to some podcasts, sipped some coffee, and made it up there about 2.5 hours later. We've narrowed it down to a power or a wiring problem somewhere. So we'll see if we can get that fixed today. So we found that this car was blowing door fuses, which means there was a short somewhere in the wiring for the door panel. And I was stressing we'd spend hours hunting down a broken wire. Yeah. Sounds about right?
So it has not popped the fuse. This is not plugged in. The ignition is not on.
Okay.
I heard it popped.
Module. I forgot the other module. Did we need it? But it turns out the door module itself had blown at some point during the rebuild and was shorting internally. So luckily I had already bought another used door module and brought it with me. So Sean was able to install it and program the module to the car, and it worked great. Hey! We are online. Oh, hey, the window works again. Yeah, it works fine. Freaking got it. Sean's a really fun guy and really knows McLarens. It was a great time hanging out and getting that fixed with him. And since we still had some daylight, he started looking into the air brake / wing issue as well, but we didn't get that fixed during my time there. So the next day, I dug into the last couple remaining issues and set out to get the car 100% sorted. All right, so yesterday we got the door module fixed. That was amazing, but we couldn't quite figure out what was wrong with the wing. There was a little bit of a pinched wire in here. The wing is not getting correct readings, so the wing isn't actuating how it should, and it's throwing a major fault on the screen, which makes the car beep at you every time you start it up. And I can't use launch control until we figure out the wing situation, because until this works, launch control is inoperable. So I came underneath the car and I was very happy to see a connector that was not plugged in. I removed the last bit of old PPF and finished installing the rear wing after inspecting and soldering up all the wiring. The rear wing to this point is still inconclusive if it's fixed or not. I haven't taken it on a drive since I just did this, but chances are it will need to get calibrated with software now that the wiring's all sorted. You guys ready to see the first time the window rolls up? Look at that, fully functioning window. So cool. Look at that. The very last thing to fix on this car is this door switch module here. This was an eBay one I bought that they claimed was fully functional. Turns out it's not fully functional. This doesn't work at all. Think I found the problem. This was backwards. Now it matches the one that does work. All right, let's try this again. Should work fine this time. All right, moment of truth. Yup, window switches. Yes, sir. We have a fully functioning McLaren, you guys. Sweet. Next video you guys should be seeing on the McLaren is hopefully me driving it around California, taking a few days to actually enjoy it. It's been a long time since I've had just a genuine break. I've been burning the candle at both ends for a long time now. So hopefully this week I'm gonna be taking this maybe to the coast and back, get a solid couple days of just enjoying the car. Again, thank you everybody so much for all of your involvement, your comments here, your help. It just meant the world to me, and this build finally being over just means I'm free. Well, guess this project ain't gonna start itself, am I right?